So this is an Anl Social race around Imola. We get a good start here, decent traction against the guy next to us who's probably around 4/10 per lap faster than us, so to get him right at the start is obviously good news. And then into turn one, they're having a little battle, so I can't really send it, there's nowhere to go without being too reckless. Don't want to get too rowdy just yet, because it's still a long race. And then that was it really. Luckily for me, the guy behind me here was a little bit slower than me per lap, so I could just settle into a rhythm. Obviously the two ahead on medium tyres, plus they're probably a bit faster than me anyway, so they pulled a gap, which allowed me to pull a gap to the guy behind and just really settle into third place until further notice. Then on lap 8 we get a safety car. So this meant that the two guys in front, being on the medium tyres, could pit for hards and theoretically stay out to the end, because the hard tyres would definitely make it from here. But I'm already on the hards and I'm like 90% sure that the mediums won't make it from here. I never tried it, but of course I fancy just, leading a safety car restart. I mean I may as well. It's too early to pit for the hards. I may as well just defend the hard at the safety car restart, because now my strategy becomes the guys behind are going to be faster, so the longer I hold them up, theoretically the better chance I have of them catching them at the end. So here we are, just cruising. I plan to go just before the last corner to try and get the guy in second off guard, or just before the penultimate corner, sorry. And then we get a good start, use a bit of ERS, and this guy was, no disrespect, but at this stage in the race he was not particularly quick, so that allowed us to just pull away once again. But the guys behind him were the ones that stopped for fresh tyres. They run fresh hard tyres against my old hard tyres. And now here we got Psycho. Raced him in URL a bit last season. Here he comes, I go to the inside, underestimated how much ERS I had to use. He's a little bit ahead, but by the apex we're ahead. A little bit of wheel banging, but we leave space just at the second apex for him to rejoin relatively, and I say relatively safely. But under the new ruling we were ahead through the apex and through the corner, so that's fair game as far as I'm concerned. And then we get another safety car, fortunately for me, because I was going to have to defend again against this Ferrari. See here, somebody knocked over the pit bollard, so I couldn't really see the reference for that, and I got a 5-second penalty, but that's neither here nor there, to be honest. It's not a league race, it doesn't matter too much. And then here we are on a safety car restart. At this point I'm thinking, you know what, I'm on fresh mediums, not too far away from the guys in front. I know I'm a lot faster than these next couple of people in front of me, so I genuinely felt that I was in for the win here. We're just navigating the first sector. Psycho, again, he's behind me, but this time he's on the soft tyres, so he's going to have a lot more grip than me to begin with, but these tyres would obviously fall off towards the end. And so here he gets a much better exit. We just hug the inside, force him around the outside. We're just ahead through the apex, so we force him wide, leave a little bit of space there, but there's not much grip out there anyway. Here we then come into the variant outer, I want to say. This guy gets a poor exit on the mediums. We use a bit of ERS, go straight around the outside. I mean, like, that's just pinpoint. That's a great move. That's one I'm proud of, to be honest. He left me the space, fair enough. It was aggressive. I will admit it was aggressive, of course, but we had to go for it. And there we get spun by Psycho. The guys in front slowed up a little bit, so I had to slow up too. And the Psycho goes into the back of us. It's a bit frustrating, but at least we get to have a bit of fun now, just pushing as hard as we can, trying to make a few overtakes before the end of the race. Here we are then against C-Speed. We're trying to do the repeat move around the outside, but that's not on. He covers that one off. But he's got much worse tyres than us at this stage, so we get good traction. I wanted to go to the inside, but I just gained so much on him that I could only go around the outside. He forces me wide here, which is a bit weird, seeing as I was ahead by quite a substantial amount. But I make the move around the outside anyways, get on the ERS on the exit, cut him off on the inside, and then through these last couple of corners I just have good grip, so I'm able to pull away. Next one is Sammy Boba. He said this one was a little bit aggressive, so let's have a look. Here we go, straight to the inside, ahead. through the apex under the new ruling. That's my corner. Yeah, it's aggressive, but I had to make the move to try and quickly catch up to the guys in front, because with each corner you spend behind someone, if I was, look how far he is behind now. If I had stayed behind him, I probably would have lost maybe like 8/10, 1.2 seconds. Anyways, moving ahead now. Straight pass, lazy but talented. He gives us room here. We just send it straight into the second sector. Cover off the inside partially, but he's got to be pretty rowdy to try it from there. Now we're coming up behind this McLaren. I can see he's struggling on his tyre, so I'm trying to get a repeat move down into Anl Imola again, but he's just a little bit too far ahead. So now I'm thinking about the exit from here. He gets a good enough exit to stay ahead, so obviously I'm not going to send it from here. That would be too aggressive even for myself, to be honest. But you can see here they seem to get tangled up. I think the Alpine slowed, it caught the McLaren off guard and they both spun. But that's 2 free positions. I'll take that any day of the week. Now as you can see, we've racked up 11 seconds worth of penalties, but it's a shame because I felt I could have won this race without the spin. Walcott's got destroyed tyres, and we can't hang behind him for a corner more than we need to, so we send it and get straight past him at the top of the hill. But yeah, that is it for the overtakes really. Now it was just about trying to pull as big a gap as possible to the guys behind, trying to salvage as much time as I could with the penalties. But in the end, we come through to take a solid P2 on the road, which is pretty impressive seeing as we got spun towards the end there. I genuinely felt that